Hey everybody, welcome back here to A Place to Heal. My name is Marie, in case you've never been here before. And some of you have been contacting me underneath my videos going, is this the kidney video? Is this the kidney video? Is this the kidney video? Okay, this is the kidney video. So, a lot of you have been following me for a while, and you know that one of the problems that I had was kidney disease. Oh my God, I used to stress so bad about my kidneys because in 2010, I was taken through a trip through a dialysis clinic, and they wanted to put me on dialysis, and they wanted to put a port in, and that day changed my life. Let me tell you, I went through hell, going to the hospital and everything, but that day I was diabetic, just list, right? I mean, Santa's list is probably shorter than my health list was at that time. But I walked through that clinic, and when I stepped out, the lady said, okay, so when can we schedule you? And I said, never, like never. She must have seen the fear on my face. I was like, never. And she sat there and she just kind of looked at me, and she called the doctor over, and the doctor comes over, nice, very young Oriental male. And he says to me, if you don't do this, he goes, you are going to die. And I looked at his name tag, and of course it was a Japanese name, one of those really hard to pronounce names. And I looked at his name tag, and I was like, I'm sorry. I said, I can't read your name tag, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't say Jesus on it. And he got very offended, and he just walked away because, nobody has the right to tell you that something is going to kill you. Nobody knows when that day is going to come, and nobody died and made them God and, told them that just because they had a medical degree, it gives them the right to tell you how your life is going to play out. And I was positive that day that I was not going to allow him to dictate how my life was going to play out. So the reason I'm bringing you this product today is because, right after my kidney issues, I started, I went to school, I got my certificates, I got my degrees, blah, blah, blah. And, and I started working with clients, and I was very prone to the kidney clients because that's where my passion lied, because, diabetes, irritable bowel, everything that I had was what I was passionate about healing in other people, because I knew if I could heal it in myself, I could heal it in other people. So one of the things that kept coming up was that, these doctors do these GFR tests. They're called GFR tests. So they do BUN tests, BUN tests, and, they also do percentage tests. And they kind of, how can I say this without sounding cynical? They like to use this against you, right? So I noticed this in my clients. I started working with these clients, and their whole life, like mine did, their whole life faded into the background, and everything was about, how do I raise these numbers? How do I lower these numbers? How do I get this percentage up? And that's all you focused on. But let me tell you something about kidney disease, okay? A lot of the reason why we first get kidney disease is because of stress and fear. Most people with kidney disease that I've ever worked with are overthinkers, overworkers, overdoers, overgivers. They give too much of themselves, and they don't take care of themselves. And I think kidney disease steps in to tell you, enough. Okay, you've done enough for everybody else. You need to stop, and you need to do for you. So I'm going to stop the whole world right now, and we're going to focus just on you and healing yourself. And that's basically what happened to me. I learned a lot on my journey. But working with these clients, it was affecting me so greatly because their whole life just seemed to stem from week to week. How do I get my GFR up? Okay, because I have to test in 1 more month, or I have to test in 2 months or 3 months. They usually go 3 months, some of them sooner. And it's like, I have to test, and I don't even know. And I would hear the wives, and I would hear these husbands, and they were just going insane because that's all they focused on, were on these stupid GFI numbers, on their bun numbers, on their my percentage is dropping. How do I get my percentage back up? So I decided there's got to be something that can be done here. Yes, I gave them, here, you can try this, or you can try that, or you can try this. But it just wasn't enough. So I decided to go on a quest to create a product, me, myself, and I, which didn't go too well at first. So I tried all these herbs, and I had, of course, guinea pigs, because my GFR is good now. My bun levels are good. My percentage is good. So I couldn't use myself. So I would ask people in my group. I would ask people on YouTube. I would ask people on Facebook, hey, can I use you as a guinea pig? And I just need a month of your time. And I will even give you the product for free. I just need you to try it. So we tried all these herbs, and I was not getting the results that I wanted. One of the herbs that did show great promise was tribulus. Tribulus, for some reason, it does help out the kidneys quite a bit. It helps to retain muscle, and I'm guessing that that's why it works so well. But tribulus, we had a little bit of success in, but it wasn't the numbers that I was wanting to see. And I wish I had the numbers, because I was so ready for this video. All right, so next I went over to we went over to Chinese medicine, because I strongly believed, okay, if the Mexican herbs, the American herbs, and the African herbs aren't working, surely the Chinese herbs, they've been around forever. So I worked with a doctor up here that's close to me, and they do acupuncture and acupressure, and they mix the herbs themselves and everything. And I worked with a bunch of those herbs, and that gave me some hope. There were some herbs that were pretty decent, but it wasn't, it was getting the percentages up, but it wasn't getting that GFR up. It wasn't getting the bun down. It wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. So this is years of lab work and lab testing, and using guinea pigs and everything else. And I ended up testing urine, you name it. And finally I decided to stop in. I was just driving down the road one day, and I was like, hey, there's an Ayurvedic Institute here. I never knew that. I wonder if they can help me out. So I went in there and I started talking, and of course there's some students that are just, coming up. They're not actual, they're not certified in Ayurvedic and all that yet, but they are coming up and they are teaching. There's teachers there. So I explained what I wanted to do, and if anybody was willing to help me to achieve this goal. And I worked with 3 different gentlemen along the way. Some of them gave me a couple of months, some of them gave me a couple of weeks. And, we went here, we went there, we tested this, we tested that. And we finally came up with this. So the first time that I wanted to cry was when one of the people, I'm getting all emotional because this was so big for me, one of the guys that was using it calls me up, and he had been faithful with it. He had been using it. This is a man who was in his 30s. He had 4 children, and he was dead set. He was going to reverse his kidney disease no matter what, because of his wife and children. And what was wonderful is I got the call, I'll never forget it, was like 7:30 in the morning, okay, because this guy lives in South Carolina. We have different times. And he calls me up and he says to me, "You are not gonna believe this. Are you sitting down?" And I said, "Well, I'm still in bed, but okay, go ahead." I said, "What's going on?" He goes, "That product you sent me." I said, "Yeah." He goes, "My GFR was 37 6 months ago. And today I tested it. It was 68. It had jumped up from 37 to 68 in a matter of 6 months." That was the day that made all of this worth it to me. So we started mixing the product, and then I started introducing it to, some people here and there. And today I'm bringing it to you. So basically it's just a powder. It's a very simple powder. It's 3 ounces is what you get. And this should last you quite a while because you're only using a quarter of a teaspoon. Now, this is not one of those products where if I use more, I'm gonna get my GFR up higher. You don't wanna do that. These are Ayurvedic herbs. They are very strong and they know how to get the job done at very minimal. Okay, you do not, this is basically like almost prescription. You cannot, you don't want to overdo it. Okay, so don't think more is better because it's not. So it's very simple to use. In the morning when you get up, be on an empty stomach, you want to take a quarter of a teaspoon. You want to put it, I use hot water. You can use, a little bit warmer water. And you just put it in water and you stir it and you keep stirring it and keep stirring it. And I check my spoon to make sure that that it's completely dissolved, because you want that powder completely dissolved. It's not going to be perfectly clear, but you want it to be pretty smooth. You don't want it to be gritty going down. Okay, and then you can drink it. With this product, you can use 4 ounces, 5 ounces, 6 ounces, 7 ounces, whatever works for you. I like using 6 ounces. That's like the perfect for me. If you find that you get sleepy, which we did find that with some people. If you find that you get sleepy on the product, then what you want to do is you want to take it at night. It says it's recommended to take it in the morning, but it's perfectly okay. If you find that you get sleepy because your kidneys are shutting you down to get the work done, then go ahead and take it at night. I take it at night sometimes. I take it right before I go to bed. I mix my nice hot water and 6 ounces, and I mix my quarter of a teaspoon in there, and I stir it really, really good. I drink it, I stir it some more, I drink it some more, and I get it down right before bed, and it works. Trust me. I've seen the people come back and tell me, but it only works if you use it. Okay, because I've had some people that have used it and it's like, yeah, I used it the first day, it was really good, it kind of made my blood pressure better, but then I forgot to take it for the next 3 days. Okay, that's not going to work. If you're really serious about reversing your kidney disease, then you got to make sure and use it. You've got to take it. I've gone to dialysis clinics where I don't even argue anymore. It's like, they have these nurses and they have these people there that they train, and they've never had kidney disease. They have no idea what it feels like to be told you have stage 2 or stage 3 or stage 4, or you might need a transplant, and not knowing if you can get that transplant, or having to ask somebody in your family for a kidney. They don't have any idea what that even feels like. They have no idea what it feels like, to have the pain in your back and not be able to eat certain foods. Oh, and that's another thing. I have clients that are like, I don't even know what to eat. They won't refuse to eat, right? I don't want to eat anything anymore because I'm afraid that if I eat that, it's going to harm my kidneys, or if I eat that, and they're not eating anything, okay? Which is probably a good thing, because let me tell you, fasting is one of the best things that you can do for your kidneys. If you can fast 16 hours a day, yeah, because, your kidneys need that rest from food. Every time you put food in there, that's also going to raise your GFR. So if you want to raise your GFR, do some intermittent fasting. 16 hours a day is the best to do. Whether you're diabetic, or you're trying to heal your kidneys, 16 hours is what you should be doing every day to give those organs a rest. Let them rest, let them clean, let them do their job. Okay, so intermittent fasting. Get those toxic fats out of your diet. All that processed food, all those processed sugars, that is killing your kidneys, especially the processed foods, processed sugars, and the toxic fats. Those seed oils, those vegetables oils, I am pushing that with my group right now. Get off of those. Those things are killing you. Not only are they killing your liver, they're killing your kidneys. Okay, that stuff is so toxic for you. And everybody says, oh, well, I'll get off the seed oil, but the vegetable oils, they're the same thing. Right? They make them out of the same junk. Listen, canola oil is not even for human consumption. Okay, it was made to mix into feed to give to the animals to make them fatter for sale. It was never meant to be used as a cooking oil. But people are still using Wesson and all that those things are horrible. Get off of them. Stop. Get an air fryer, use your oven, stop frying everything, especially deep frying everything. Everything deep fried is going to take you to your grave a lot faster, and it's going to ruin your kidneys, and it's going to ruin your liver, and it's going to ruin your blood pressure. But I go to these clinics, and these people that work at these clinics, they'll sit there and argue back and forth with you, and I hear them telling the people in the chair, it's like, no, it's like high blood pressure ruins your kidneys. Your kidneys don't cause high blood pressure. That's not true at all. I believe it's the other way around. Okay, high blood pressure does not destroy your kidneys. High blood pressure is the first signs that you have kidney disease, right? Because, let me tell you something. When you take your blood pressure, what doctors do is they sit there and they want to take your blood pressure in your left arm. Okay. You have a kidney and you have an adrenal on this side of your body, and you have a kidney and you have an adrenal on this side of your body. So these doctors should be testing both your arms, because let me tell you, if this was truly blood pressure, when they tested you, okay, your blood pressure, 120 over 60, 120 over 60, 120 over 60, it should be the same, right? Because that's what's flowing through your body. It's your blood pressure, according to doctors, correct? If you check your blood pressure on this arm, you're going to notice it's like 130 over 80. And then all of a sudden you check this arm and it's like 170 over something else. And you're like, why isn't it the same? If it's flowing through, why isn't it the same? Because this is giving you feedback on how your kidneys and your adrenals are doing. This arm is going to give you feedback on this kidney and this adrenal. This arm is going to give you feedback on this kidney and this adrenal. Top number, who sits on top? Adrenals. Bottom number, kidneys. Okay, so your top number is sending you information on how your adrenals are doing. Bottom number is sending you information how your kidneys are doing. Start taking your blood pressure regularly. This is always going to be your first indicator of kidney disease. Always. By the time, and doctors sit there and tell you, 80 over 65. No. By the time your kidneys are up there at 80, you're doing some damage. Okay? Those kidneys should not be 80. It should be 120 over 60. Okay, your kidneys should be at 60, not 80. And 120 should be your adrenals, your top number. Okay, to keep them healthy. Of course, as you age, the filtration rate, the GFR filtration rate, is going to slow down a little bit. that blood is going to take a little bit longer to go through them kidneys. You might have a little bit of clogs here and there. There might be a little bit of dirt here and there. So yes, that blood pressure is going to change a little bit, but it shouldn't change too much. Listen, I'm 60 and my blood pressure is 122 over 65. Don't let them feed you that crap. Don't let them tell you that normal blood pressures are 80, because that's not true. Airplane seats have gotten bigger to accommodate the obese. Coffins have gotten larger so that we can bury the obese. And now this is the new normal. This is not the new normal. 120 over 60. If you age, if you're up there in your 60s, 70s, 80s, you should only be at 125 instead of 120, and 65, maybe 70. Maybe you might be crawling into the 70, 72. But your kidneys, your lower numbers should never be up above 72. I freak when when I see that, So try giving it a try. If you want to get your GFR, I have straight off. See, this is my passion. I'm telling you, I love my kidneys. Because I've always heard, when people pass away, they don't pass away from disease. They pass away from their kidneys shutting down. And I can attest to that. I've done a little bit of hospice where I've been there with some of my clients, where the families have called me in. And I can usually pinpoint how much longer that client is going to live. And then I have to talk with the family. You need to sit down. We need to have a talk, because the kidneys are plummeting, right? The blood pressure is just plummeting because the kidneys are shutting down. So please take care of your kidneys. Can you take it if you have a GFR that's okay? Can you take it yes, you can. My GFR right now is great. My bun is great. My percentage is great, right? It's 96. My percentage was at 18 when I first started, and I take it. I'm going to take it once a month for maintenance for a week. Okay. There's also other herbs you can take to clean out your kidneys. Those clean out your kidneys. Chanca piedra, I'm going to put it up here. Chanca piedra is one of those that's going to help to clean out your kidneys. Okay, doing liver flushes, liver cleanses, keeping your liver clean, that's also going to help your kidneys. But if you are already there where you need GFR help, GFR Rescue, I guarantee you, is the only product of its kind. You're probably going to see it come up a lot, right? Because people buy products, they copy it, and then they sell it. But I can assure you, I am the first one to bring this to you, because I've been the one working on this for years to try to get my clients' GFRs up, because I couldn't stand. Not so much the husbands, because the husbands keep quiet. The men keep quiet. The men are, I can handle this. Don't worry, I got this. But it's the wives that call me. All you husbands, you don't know, your wives are calling me and going, I know he's in pain, and I know he's hurting, and I know he's upset, and I can't help him. So that's why I made the product. It was more for the wives, to help their husbands than the husbands, because it was killing me. So there you go. All right, so I will add a link to the bottom of this. I have tried to have them mix me up enough so I don't have the silica fiasco happen again. So it should be up on the website and ready to go for you guys. All right. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And thank you for listening to me share and support my craft. I can't thank you enough for your memberships, your viewerships, and your love and support. So stay happy. I'm going to keep trying to make you healthy, because even now, I just finished this one. I'm already working on another product for all the coffee lovers in the group. So, so that you can continue to drink that coffee and not harm your kidneys. So I'm working on that one. All right. So we'll see you soon. Love you. Love and respect one another. Bye-bye.